We're back with Music Theory 101, and in this video we're going to be looking at the difference between major and minor. What do we mean by that? Major and somebody under 18? No, we're going to be looking at two types of tonalities, and I'm going to explain what the terms major and minor mean from most of the time, most commonly. I'm not saying this will be an exhaustive lesson in major versus minor, but basically, if you've watched the interval video, and if you haven't watched the video on intervals, you should probably watch that and then come back here, because I do talk about major third, minor third, which is really the key to the whole thing. So if you haven't watched that, it's okay. You can do your best. But this is a major third. It's a ratio of a lower note, and the upper note is 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps away. In this case, I'm playing a C and an E, and that is a major third. Now, if I build a chord on that, 1, 3, 5, C, E, G, that's a major chord. So that's a major sound. It's a major tonality. If I play in that scale, right, I have a major sound, because I'm playing a major chord. I'm building my music on a major chord. Now, in a key, there are, like a diatonic key, C major, I've got at least 3 common major chords. I've got the 1 chord, the C chord, and then if I build a triad up here, I've got an F chord, which is also major. I've got a G chord, which is also major. So this goes for most keys, those diatonic keys, major keys. The 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord are all major keys, or major chords. So if I play in a way that orients towards those keys, in other words, if I play 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, that is a major sound, major key, major sound. I'm resolving to the major chord, major, major, major. Now, in the same key, C major, I've also got D minor, and a minor chord is a chord where the third, in this case it's F, because we're going D, F, A, the third is 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, away from the root. Whereas the major third is 4 half steps, the minor third is 3 half steps, and so we have a minor sound. So really what I'm saying is the chord quality, major or minor, is all about the third of the scale. The fifth, same. The fifth stays the same. The root stays the same. It's the third that changes. Minor third, major third. Minor chord, major chord. So when we talk about major versus minor in chords, we're talking about the third degree of the scale, the third degree of the root chord as it relates to the overall key. Now, I was on the track of saying that even in a major key, like C major, that has 3 major chords in it, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord, what about the 2 chord, the 3 chord, and the 6 chord, and the 7th chord? Good question. Well, those are all minor chords. Actually, the 7th is a diminished. We'll get to that in a second. So we have D minor, E minor, and A minor. So isn't that interesting? In one diatonic scale or key, we've got 3 major chords, we've got 3 minor chords, and we have this chord, which is another kind of thing called a diminished chord, because not only is the third a minor, but the 5th is actually lowered. So in this case, the 5th has changed to a tritone, to a flat 5. Not that commonly used. It is used in some cases, but for this video, just to talk about major versus minor, we're not going to get into diminished or augmented for that matter. So a major chord or major key emphasizes the home note, the root chord that is a major chord. What makes it major? The third degree of the root chord is 4 half steps up from the root. A minor key has a minor third as part of its home root chord, right? The home note. In this case, it would be A minor. And all the things that happen in the music revolve around that as the home, as the center of the musical world that is created in that instance. Now, we can modulate away to and from those into, you can go from a minor to a major, you can go from a major back to a minor, and there's a video I did called Relative Majors, Relative Keys. So every major key has a relative minor key, every minor key has a relative major key. You can watch that. If this is confusing to you, I recommend that you watch the video on intervals and then come back to this one, because that might help. All right, that's all I have for you in this video. Hopefully you understand the difference now between major, minor. It has to do with the third degree of the scale. Is it a major third? Is it a minor third? That's it. The best thing to do from here, find a keyboard, play it, take note, listen, learn, teach yourself, all right? Thanks, you guys. That's all we have in this one. Make sure you check the description for other members of this Music 101 series. We'll see you all in a future video. If you can, chip in at patreon.com/Kalani. Join us over there for more. Thanks for watching.